I'm a Pentecostal evangelical Christian by religion. However, I tolerate other people's religion and I welcome them to tolerate mine. So when we are talking today, I may be making mention of Jesus. I know it may annoy some people, let them get cold water and drink, but that's what it is.
Wow.
Thank you.
So, I'm speaking with one of the Jesus soldiers.
Yes, sir.
Well, you said it right, because for those who know, they know I'm Libra. I'm not into any religion, even though I was born and bred like Muslim. But then I've always loved all the religions in this world, even the Hindus. Some of them are. I used to have a friend. He's a sheikh. Yeah, and I never quarrel with anybody's religion, and I don't want them to quarrel with me. Be neutral. So I love to. I love to hear that. That's good. You have the full authority to make reference to verses in the Bible, or even those who know Quran like yourself. Now, I'm going to start on two areas. Let me start by saying, because of your area of occupation as a lawyer, there is a big landmark case today in Nigeria. There's a judgment which, right from the beginning, even for some of us who doesn't practice or whatever, that July 1st was also a day that is going to go down the annal history of Nigeria, that there was an unlawful invasion. Please walk me through. But then again, today, there's a judgment that confirms that. Can you take us 2 minutes, walk us through what that means to the whole Yoruba people?
I think today is a great day for us, the Yoruba agitation group, who believe in self-determination. We have a champion by the name of Chief Sunday Adeyemo, popularly known as Sunday Boho. That man came as our own Moses in Yoruba land. Anybody that is following the story coming out of Nigeria, we know that right now we have what we call systemic ethnic cleansing, whereby one ethnic group, by virtue of their dominance in the government, they believe that the other ethnic group should not have a say in what is going on in the country. And if they try to have a say, they have to be killed. And one of the people that says that is wrong, that is not right. Stop killing my people. We are not fighting you. If you don't want us to stay in Nigeria, we are ready to leave. We are not seceding. We have a right to our self-determination to champion our own cause. And they came after him. They have some people that they call the DSS, who act like the, I don't know what to call them. They are the killers for the government. They came to his house in the middle of the night, in a country that has law, in a country that should obey laws. They came to him, there was no warrant of arrest. There was no time that they invited him to come to them that he didn't go. All the rally that this man had been peaceful. No single shot of gun. No knifing of anybody. No anything that you can call riotous. He has never carried a gun, to our knowledge and to the public knowledge. They are angry because he said, you cannot be killing us. You cannot say that our farmers must not go to the farm. You cannot be raping our virgins, children who have never known men. You will go to people's house, you will rape the wife, the mother, in front of their children and the husband. You will take your cow knife, cut the neck of fellow human beings, and take videos without even covering your faces. And the government is doing nothing. Just because they are Fulanis, like Buhari, the president of Nigeria. And they are determined to wipe off every other ethnic group that is not Fulani. And this man says, you cannot do that. So they got angry, came to his house around 2 a.m. in the night of July 1st. They used a bulldozer to bulldoze his wall. They came in, they shot through his window, climbed in through the window. I'm saying this because I spoke to him. This is a first-hand knowledge, not something that was passed down to me. They came in through his window, started shooting indiscriminately. He ran, and they couldn't find him. His guard, Adogon, came out from the kitchen to confront them, not knowing whether they are government, because which government will behave like a thief in the night? He thought maybe they were all these Fulani Marudas, Fulani killers. He confronted them. They shot him about 62 times or 42 times, I can't remember. When he wouldn't die, they tied him down, bound his head with mortar, break his head, and carried his body away. There was another man that was doing prayers. That man didn't know what killed him till today, because they shot him from the back. His brain flew out of his head. What kind of government does that? Governments are supposed to protect its citizens. If an outsider will do that to your citizen, you have to be up in arms. And that was what happened. And Igboho escaped to Cotonou. They followed him there, and they are saying he should be repatriated. We believe that the people that should be arrested are criminals, the Maitialas, the Fulani herdsmen, the people who carry guns on their neck, but rather the government, the Fulani government of Buhari, is paying them handsomely. They have a spokesperson that they call Gumi, who knows where they are. And people like Governor El-Rufai, we tell you, we went after the IPOB leader because we know their leader. We went after the IPOB. We went after the Yoruba Nation people because we know their leader. We don't know the leader of the people who are killing others. We don't know the people who did not cover their faces. We don't know them. We don't know the people that we gave money to Gumi to go and pay handsomely, billions of naira. And what can we do? We can fight. We don't have guns. Years back, Buhari asked people to surrender their guns. People in the southwest surrendered their own. We don't have guns anymore. Yet, his own people, they can carry AK-47 openly, and they say, oh, it's for cow rustlers. Who are the cow rustlers? What are we rustling? The southwest people, they are not herders. So what will they be doing with cow rustling? That we warrant you to carry guns, but those who are being killed have no right to any ammunition. They will be jailed. Even the lady that used ordinary phone to alert people that they are shooting at us, Lady K, is sitting in solitary confinement now. Maybe people don't know what solitary confinement is. It's a place, it's a cell where you cannot stand up, where you cannot lay down. You are bending like this. A woman, and these people are born of women, they have sisters, they have daughters, and you think that's the way to go. So they brought a lawsuit. Thankfully, we still have some judges in Nigeria that believe in the rules of law. And today, we got a handsome winning for this Chief Sunday Adeyemo, 2 billion naira. People are saying with the federal government, 20 billion naira, sorry, 20 billion naira. People are saying with the federal government pay it. Of course they will pay it. They have assets. This asset doesn't belong to Buhari. It doesn't belong to Maitiala. It belongs to all of us. We owe Sunday Adeyemo Igboho as people who are still in Nigeria, and they have to pay. Well, I'm expecting them to appeal, of course, and then we will see what the appeal is, because of course we know the person at the end of the appeal is one of them as well. But we are watching. We are watching. Thank you.
Wow. What else can I expect, learned sister, to have broken down all the nitty-gritties of what happened to Sunday Igboho? And this kind of atrocities can only happen in a place called Nigeria. It is a shame in the sense that 2021 And what bothers me most is who does kind of open grazing. 2021, Dr. Lawyer Janet FASHAKIN. Tell the world, where do you start? Allowing cattle, allowing cows during the day, ransacking, disturbing schools, and all that kind of thing. 2021, open grazing, for Christ's sake. Where do you get that? Well, what's the explanation for allowing cows to be roaming the street of Abuja, Lagos, Ibadan, Oyo, and all places? 2021, for Christ's sake. And some people just woke up from their slumber and say, you know what, we don't want to allow open grazing. And what do? They are getting angry. I still don't understand it. Please, maybe shed a little bit light. Which other country do you know that open grazing is being practiced as we speak?
I do not know of any other country, because they tried it in Ghana, and the president of Ghana said, if you find any cow on the street, kill it.
Out of them.
Yes, that did not happen. And we also have to understand that cow ranching, cow herding, they are all private businesses. So they should not have to be something that they will run rampage and begin to destroy other people's livelihood. But you have to understand, it's all part of their trick. It's all part of their way of ethnic cleansing the nation. If you cannot plant, they know that in Southwest they are predominantly farmers. So if you plant something and they bring cows to destroy it, you complain they hack you to death. Who is there now going to farm in Southwest now? Everybody is afraid. Nobody is going. It's part of the economic strangulation that they want to do. It's not that they don't know that they are wrong, but they are fletching their bosses because they are the ones in power. Come to think of it, the president is Fulani. The EFCC, the one that collapsed the other time, I hope he had time to rest, and may he rest in peace, is also a Fulani. The custom, the police, the military. So they're showing us that they have the power to do and undo. It's not that they don't know that they are wrong. Why? And if they don't get enough from what they are doing, what do? They kidnap and they ask for ransom. Ransom, money that you never made in your life, that only the Fulanis can boast of having, because they are looting the treasury of Nigeria. He keeps borrowing and borrowing. What are they using it for? So they are doing economic strangulation. Whatever their AK-47 cannot kill, hunger will kill. Whatever hunger will not kill, their kidnapping will kill. Okay, look at it now. If they cannot kidnap somebody who has never made 1 million naira in his life, and they put even ordinary 5 million on the person, and the family runs around and gather the 5 million to get him released, are those people who gather the money not going to ask for their money? Somebody who never made 1 million, where is he going to get 5 million? Is it not the depression that will kill the person? So in every way, they want to kill. They want to use economic killings. They want to use physical killings, which they are doing in the numbers. They want to use hunger killing. They want to exterminate every race that is not Fulani. They have been saying it is 1960. It is our leaders in Yoruba land that are living in Poku land. They are thinking what we are going through now can never happen in Nigeria. But it is happening under their noses. And the Fulanis have put Igbo into their pocket. That when they want to complain, all they have to do is to show them the scorecard. Oga, don't forget, we forgave you this, we will bring it up. EFCC will come after you. They will keep quiet. That's why nobody is talking. Those who should be talking, that's why you are not hearing them, because they already put Wahala into their pockets. So nobody, there is no civilized country of the world, even uncivilized country of the world, where you have open grazing. Because you know the grazing there is going to affect the farmers, whose job, the primary job, is to go to the farm. Only the Fulanis are saying that. Thank you.
Dr. Dennis, thank you very much for this. Now, another thing, a large number of people will be asking you and I, how is this all possible? We'll be talking about different kind of atrocity, different kind of misgovernance, different kind of stupid thing that is going on 2021 in a country called Nigeria. There are two major areas. When young people ask me, I say, how is that possible? If somebody asks you, how is that possible? Is it safe? Like we say, I mean, the lawyer will say, is it safe or is it right to say that it's because the constitution, a contracted constitution of a country can only allow this kind of, am I right to say that?
Yes, you are right to say that because they wrote the constitution, the 1999 constitution, they knew what they were going to do. They put all sorts of things there. One of it is every Nigerians are free to live anywhere within the country. That is why they are bringing their people, their young people in numbers to our forests. It is constitutional for them to do that. But can our people go over there and be living in their forest and be harassing them and be carrying guns? Absolutely no. A lot of things that they are doing, for instance, look at this presidential election. They have come out to say there is nothing like rotation. It's not in the constitution to rotate. What is in the constitution is a game of ballots. They know they have imported enough people from everywhere where you have Fulanis to come in to vote. So they're saying it's a game of numbers. It is constitutional. They are right. Unless we revoke the 1999 constitution, the Fulanis are going to be having a field day over everybody. They knew what they did. They asked me, are there no Yorubas in the house when they were doing this? Well, we should ask them what they were doing. Were they sleeping at the time that was going on? That's why we are saying there is no way for us out in the present day Nigeria because the constitution supports what they are doing. If they say now that they want to pass a law that says they should enslave every other race that is not Fulani, they have enough votes in the house to carry it out. That's why we came together and we say, you know what? There is no way for us in this place. And these people are not ready to change anything. And those people who are asking for restructuring, you heard from their spokesperson that says, forever and ever presidency will always be in the north, even with restructuring. So what do they want to restructure? That's why we say, let us self-determine our destiny. Leave us alone. Let us count our losses and go and start again. A single person built Dubai. So what can you say about a whole lot of Yorubas who have gone to school? We have the largest concentration of doctors among the Yorubas, the largest number of lawyers, the largest number of businessmen. We will make it, we will succeed. Those who are afraid of whether we're going to succeed, fear no more. We will succeed. They should let us go unless they revoke the 1999 Constitution and allow it to be done properly. All of these things they are doing is constitutional. Like they say they are in the army, they are the top army officers, they are the top police officers. The Constitution says, for as long as you are a Nigerian, and so there's the person who is the head of the army not a Nigerian, is the FCC not a Nigerian, is the DC. The Constitution didn't say that you have to divide it along the ethnic group. It says you must be a Nigerian, and they are Nigerians. So they didn't know what they wrote when they wrote the 1999 Constitution. It's a fraud. It is a big, big fraud. Thank you. I can't hear you, sir.
I'm so glad I have you because 99% of my inquiries tonight is going to revolve around what we call in law legal and what's the second one? And politics. Now, in Nigeria entity, I have no doubt in my mind that people that are reasonable, a large number of people have tried many times over asking. In fact, I can use the last 60 years as a parameter or as a yardstick that we've tried so hard to wanting to sit down, because after the 100 years expiration of amalgamation that was contracted, was just given to us by, I don't know whether the woman is a concubine of the God or his wife or whatever. That's fine. We weathered through 100 years, and thereafter, we now say, let us sit down and talk. Now, for some reasons, there was an organized national conference. For some reasons, that national conference result was put in the wardrobe of one of the former presidents. We got nothing from that. And now, 60 years thereafter again, large number of people started talking and said, listen, we need to talk. We need to talk. Like any other thing, like any relationship. After a period of time, if the relationship is not working, you have the right to want to renegotiate, rearrange, get advice and work things out. But because the contracted 1999 Constitution favors a segment of well, I want to include even some people in Southwest or so, because they're enjoying the bounty, they're getting a favor, they're getting the largesse, they're enjoying it. So they don't want to care what happened to your daughters, my daughter, other people's children, who at the age of 11, 12, 13, selling pure water, hawking at the time they're supposed to be at school. What's your take on this 1999 Constitution? What do you think? What do you want to tell my viewers about politics and legalities?
Well, like I said, the 1999 Constitution is a fraud. It is a fraud perpetrated on the entire country. I don't know, maybe why the other ethnic politicians were sleeping, or because of what they benefited, they didn't care. That Constitution has to be revoked. It is a fraud. It allows them to do anything, pretty much anything, that will disenfranchise other ethnic groups. And it is disenfranchising us. They are the only ones benefiting from it. You cannot say you have a unity or you have democracy when only one group is benefiting. And for those who are now crying restructuring now, like you said, you remember that, what do they call it now, when they brought all of them together in Abuja, paid them handsomely, and said they should look for ways to restructure during the time of President Jonathan. That was done. When Buhari came, Buhari said not under his watch, and he dirty it. What does that say to you? That these people are not interested in anything that will benefit any other ethnic group other than their Fulani group. So I don't know why people are still crying and weeping over restructuring. It's not going to happen. And they are only going to use it to waste our time the more. The Constitution majority that gave us, that they said after 100 years, we have a right to say that what we want to do. That time has come, is gone. We have told them what we want to do. We want self-determination. How loud can we shout it? We want self-determination. We are asking, let there be another sitting together and let us determine how we go our separate ways. We are not the only country that has done that. Czechoslovakia was a country. Today you have the Czech, you have the Slovakia. India was one country. When it didn't work like this, our own, they broke into India and Pakistan. After some time, when Pakistan, the fair complexion one were harassing the dark complexion ones, they divided them. They became Pakistan and Bangladesh. Today, everybody is self-determining themselves. That's a structure that is similar to our own. You have the Fulanis, the northern people, you have the Yorubas in the southwest, you have the Igbos in the southeast. We don't look alike. We don't eat alike. We don't serve the same God even. They call Allah, our own call Babalawo or Jesus. The Igbos, they call Ayelala or whatever it is. There is a reason why God planted everybody in their own lands. Lord Lugar's fraud, British fraud, brought us together. And if it's not working, the British themselves says after 100 years, then look again whether you still want to work together. The 100 years is past. We don't want to work together. Is it by force that you get married to somebody? Is there a reason why they do, even in law, why you have divorce and you have the divorce court? We want to divorce. We don't want to be married to Nigeria anymore. Can two work together except they agree? We are not in agreement anymore. Let the Igbo say they want to go. Okay, we have the group that we call the NINAS. NINAS is an acronym for Nigeria Indigenous Nationalities for Self-Determination. It is made up of the alliance of the Middle Belt, the South Middle Belt, the South Middle Belt Forum. You have the Lower Niger Congress, the Southeast and the South-South. You have the Yorubas. And they will say, leave us alone, let us go our own separate ways. Only the Fulanis who are benefiting, and those who are the so-called Fulanis, or those who have half parents, like Fanika Yode is telling us now, that his mother is a Fulani. We are just hearing that now. We've always wondered why it's always done things against the Yorubas. People didn't understand. Now we understand that is half Fulani. So he can be like a chameleon. When it favors him to be a Yoruba, he will be a Yoruba. When it doesn't favor him, he will be a Fulani. So we are not talking of people like that. They are the ones crying for restructuring because of what they're going to gain. We want to go. Yoruba nation now. Igbo now. The Middle Belgians now. Let's all go our separate ways. The people who brought us together say we can do that after 100 years. 100 years is past. Let us do that. Thank you.
Again, because the format I use when I have guests like you, I want to tap into your understanding, your knowledge of your area of occupation, and that's why I'm going to stay longer in discussing area of law and public and social and cultural. We already know that you are an evangelist. Are you an evangelist or evangelist or something like that?
I am an evangelist, yes.
Yes, but because of I might not be able to take you up to that point tonight because I'm Gobo Ishele me too. Really, yeah. Don't you mean don't be minu ni kini wala wa kini don't be àwọn kan nínú tán ta kini àwọn Yorùbá àwọn olóyè àwọn àgbààgbà Yorùbá kini ṣe ojú ń dùn wọ́n ni ṣé wọ́n rí nǹkan tí ó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ ni ṣé kini nǹkan tí wọ́n fẹ́ torí ìgbà tí wọ́n bá lu gbogbo ìgbà tí wọ́n ti lu ọmọ tí wọ́n pa is that difficult for them to understand pé àwọn ọmọ ọlọ́mọ ló jábẹ́gúndé àwọn ọmọ ọlọ́mọ ni wọ́n ń lé lọ́sàn-án lóru lálẹ́ àwọn ọmọ ọlọ́mọ náà ń ṣàlàdà kí ló ń ṣe àwọn èèyàn tiwa kí ló fà á tí penetration campaign yìí tí ò tí ì dé ọ̀dọ̀ ordinary àwọn ọba tá a ṣe gbọ́ àwọn kan tó ń ṣe pé àwọn ọba kan wà sáyẹn ṣe ìmúgbó that's fine they can choose to ohun tó bá wọn náà lè ṣe wọ́n lè fowó wọn rà bẹ́ẹ̀ àwọn tí wọ́n mú gbó tán wà ní kí ló dé kí ni nǹkan tán fẹ́ lọ́wọ́ wa àwa tí àwa ń dì í pé a fẹ́ lọ yìí kí ni wọ́n tún fẹ́ ṣó dìgbà tán bá gé orí tí wọ́n bá fi sáàfù pẹpẹ sùn fún wọn ni kò yé mi Dr. Janet.
It is not a funny matter. Honestly, it's not a funny matter. When you don't have good leadership, Yorubas don't have good leaders. I gave a speech on that is circulating right now on the internet. I don't know if you have it. I'll send it to you.
I had it.
We don't have. Okay. We don't have good leaders right now. We have leaders that you will call Bamu Bamu Nimoyo. Yes, that's the kind of leadership that we have. And then don't forget that because these Fulani leaders, they know where they are going. They believe that they have indulged our people in wrong things. They let them get away with wrong things. For instance, I give you an example. Some of these obas, when they come abroad, they deal in human trafficking. they gather people together. Their chiefs may not be more than 4 or 5. They can bring up to 50 people. People that they will get money from to come and plant here. They get here and they disappear because they are not related to Oba, they are not chief, they are not anything. But the Oba has made a lot of money through that. The government knows. They allow him to do it. But they write it down. They don't know. For them, as one good deed that we did for this Oba. So if he comes back, another good deed that we did for this Oba. So when a situation like that comes up, it becomes a blackmail for them. So maybe sometimes they forget and they begin to talk against the people who have done them good in the past. And then those people will now remind them that we actually need to investigate your trip of so year, your distance of so time. And what did Oba be doing? Oba Baba Yagbesarani. And you have people who are buying jets. There are taxes to be paid. Even where they park it, there are taxes and fees to be paid. They let them off the hook. Maybe they pay the minimum and they record it for Pastor so-and-so or Chief so-and-so or Mr. so-and-so, one good deed. They have files on all of them. Files on all of them. Okay? That is why when they want to talk, they remind them, we did you a good deed on this time. We are asking you now to repay us for our good deed. Don't join them in this thing that they are saying, and we will do you good. You will hear the Oba or the pastor or the something say something, and then after that, they begin to say, no, it's going to be restructuring. Those who are talking of self-determination, they are evil. They are wrong. They are this. Because they already showed them the scorecard. Talk and go to jail. They have the rabbit dog that they call their EFCC. EFCC is another name for the presidency. They are not neutral. They are put there to be neutral, to make sure that things are okay, that there is nothing like bribery, nothing like nepotism, nothing like robbing people. But what do you have? If you belong to the presidency, you are a sacred cow. That's why you're going to have people like Desiani, whose earning is in the millions of dollars. And the FCC was investigating her. What did she do? She crossed to PDP and to APC. Do we hear anything about Desiani today anymore? So that's the kind of... Stella Odua?
Already
Stella Odua? That is what you have. It is the blackmailing that is silencing our leaders. What it get be? So what it get be? Be now is knocking their door and saying you don't want to cook be, you better follow us. And then we want you to be the one to speak now on our behalf. Tell them that restructuring is what you want. Tell them that self-determination is bad. Show us the houses of those who are talking of self-determination so that we can go and teach them lessons. Sunday Igbo, they came to his house in a very wrong manner that we are now hearing through the court. Sunday Igbo is from Oyo State. Oyo State has a governor. They met with the other governors and say, whenever you want to come like this, you must let us know. Okay, the one they already came and did, what did you do about it? Sunday Igbo as a king. Where is the king in all this? Now the court is saying that they are wrong. I thank God for those judges who can still speak up, because in Nigeria today, if you speak up too much, they will tell you to appear at the office of DSS and come with your international passport, or we declare you wanted. That is what is going on now. They are the only ones who can talk and say any rubbish that they want to say. Those who are making sense, they get punished for it. So, all this constitution or no constitution is a fraud. All this, what can we do together, let's restructure, is a fraud. The only way out right now, which the Fulani say they will not do, is to live peacefully. Let there be the right thing to do. And they have said it's over their dead body. What is it that people are not hearing? But the reason why they are not hearing is because what I just explained to you as a lawyer. Okay? I know that is what is going on.
Thank you. A friend called me when the news broke that Fani Kayode decamped. I say he did not decamp. He has been running around. And I said to this my friend, I said I do sympathize with Fani Kayode, and the truth of the matter is there's a long list of these crooks, criminals, people who has messed up the country called Nigeria. They've done so many bad things to the people of Nigeria, and we cannot keep quiet. You and I cannot afford to keep quiet. But they believe that joining the party in power will save them. But they don't forget that time is a very important aspect of our life. Time will always be. The time is going. The time is ticking. You can join any party today. You can run. But the truth of the matter is, they will not be able to hide. Am I right to say that? Because as it is, I just mentioned a couple of people I know. They because they know what exactly is going to happen to them. Those are the people who have questions to answer about the way they have looted the commonwealth of the people. And the truth will always be that they will have a day in court, whether during this administration or another administration. That's the one good thing about criminal law. There's no. Am I right to say that? There's no time back. They can always look for them. So, and they are going to get, judgment is going to, they're going to meet their Waterloo. Because it's very sad when you see somebody like a Nigerian who comes to sympathize with the atrocity perpetrated on a Nigerian, a co-Nigerian, and say, I'm referring to, what is his name? Panika, they're going to Igboho. How could they have come to you middle of the night? Because they came to wanted to kill him. Luckily, the man survived. And after that, I said, I will never have anything to do with this government. Oh, they are terrible. Oh. And what happened now? Because the news, you know when you start pulling the news, it's getting closer to his neck. They can change. And you can even change. I'm worried because I have a confrontation. I hope this meeting gets to him. And I said, you cannot continue to run the country like this. You gone away with so much millions of people's money. We do not have airline. Isn't that a shame that Nigeria used to have Nigeria Airways? Everything we had before, Dr. Janet FASHAKIN, 20, 30 years ago, we don't have any of them. Things are getting poorer. Things are getting more and more unbelievably happening to us. So, and I said to my friend, I said, fine. This guy is running for, Igboho was running for his life. This one is running from corruption, because all what he's trying to do is to hide. And you know what? This is not the first time he jumped to APCO. It's going to come back. But let's move on, Dr. Janet. Well, I'm not coming to a point, an area in this talk show where I believe you subscribe to the notion of when someone is doing something, or when some people are doing something, and the same thing, and they're not getting results, it is better for this group of people to want to sit down together and start talking how best can we do it. I am one of the people that think that way, that let's make a change. And our change revolve around the area of, we've tried more than enough, we can't continue, because we can't afford to mortgage our children, because you and I are not going to be here forever. Our children are going to come stage at a time, and when they look at how messy things have been handled in our area, in that part of the country, they probably will start sending courses to whoever. I don't know, you are spiritual. I don't know whether we're somewhere else. But when we start doing that, I'm feeling the pain already when I'm alive. I'm feeling the pain that if my grandson were to start causing me, why? How do you feel in this journey? How do you think we are not still penetrating to the people we are trying to liberate? Because you and I, we're doing fine. I'm sure you have a 27/4 electricity. You can drive out at any time. You have your 3 square meal. You have a roof over your head. But what about people that live in the rural area who have never seen light the last 3 years, who are dealing with 001 or 110, whatever, all that kind of, they can owe it 3 times. They have no Medicare, they have no roads, their children have no access to education, and on top of it all, they are not safe. What do you say to this situation? And how do you think we can help?
How can if I get you right, are you saying how can our people be helped?
Yes.
How can they enjoy
our campaign, your campaign and my campaign? Oh, by the way, quickly, I want to see this. I want to seek your indulgence. I have been campaigning. I started it not long ago. I just turn around and say, look, because we're supposed to display or demonstrate that we are more wiser, we are more clever than our opponent. Our opponent want to see us as agitators. And I'm thinking, at time we need to start saying we are campaigners. We are campaigning, but we are not violent. Because agitators, you and I know that in English, there may be something aggressive. We are not. We are very reasonable people. We are very people who want to talk whatever we believe in. So how can we penetrate? Why are we not penetrating enough for our people? Forget about those who are corporate beggars among all the elites in Nigeria. I'm referring to Obas and chiefs and those who think they are afraid. They don't want to be caught. They don't want to be arrested. These are Adisas of Yorubas. Yorubani Adisala, and I don't know where they're carrying the 300 million they have in their account. Only Adisa. I want Adisa. So I don't. But our own young people, how can we penetrate this campaign of wanting to liberate them?
Well, we are trying. We are trying. And I think when we say we are trying, it is not an easy road to trek, especially when you have people who have like tribal leaders, and their tribal leaders don't know what they are doing. They don't see the danger that is coming to them. The people tend to follow their leaders. But what we are doing now, we are asking people to engage people one-on-one. Show them what they should be benefiting. Show them what they have now. Peradventure, that will make them to wake up. Because there is something about slavery. Somebody gave me, one of my professors gave me an analogy, that if you tie a goat to a spot for a long time, and you are feeding the goat there once in a while, it says after some time, when you let the goat go, the goat will still be going around where you tied it, because that's the only place that he knows. So when these people have been used to so much suffering, sometimes they turn it to a religious acceptance. That kind of thing. You see, they begin to accept it. So a lot has to come from those who are in leadership over them. Like I said, I'm an evangelist. I'm also a pastor. So you can preach it from the pulpit. Let people know what is right and what is wrong. The teachers, which I know that they can get arrested, can look for a way to sensitize the students they are teaching as to what their rights are. These people, Nigeria has not seen the fight of peasants before. What we are seeing that is coming from the north is the fight of some of the partly of their Amajeris, the people that they have disenfranchised for so long, who are now seeing money, and then when you tell them go and kill, go and cut, they are ready to go because they've never seen such a wealth in their life before. So Nigeria is likely to face the wrath of the peasants in the years to come if they don't do something now. Now, whatever it is that they're supposed to have, that the government is not giving them, they are not even asking anyway. And when you go to them, they will tell you, oh, we don't want to hear. Like I told you, I'm a pastor. We have some pastors that will say we don't want, they are Yorubas. They have families in Nigeria. They will tell you they don't want to hear about this Yoruba nation. No? They don't want you to bring it to their churches. So if those people were to be in Nigeria, what would they be saying to our people who are suffering? Just because they are comfortable themselves. They don't care. They are forgetting that they can go to Nigeria and be kidnapped from the airport. They are forgetting that their family members can go to Nigeria and get raped. But until it happens to them personally, they are not going to learn. These Obas that you are talking about now, when they begin to kidnap Oloris and rape Olori in front of Oba, that's when Oba is going to come out and say, when they begin to cut the Oba's neck before it's the Joyes, that's when the whole town will now stand up in arms. So pains that have not come personally to them, they don't understand it. So, and then for as long as they are giving them the tokens, the leaders, they are sending them the tokens, they buy Mercedes Benz for this Oba, the Oba that they think is not their own, they don't buy for him. So the one they bought for is going to really preach the gospel of their slave masters. So until the things begin to happen to them, you know something that I couldn't understand is sometimes this thing happens to them, but because they are used to it. There was a king that was killed in Yoruba land. He was coming from the meeting of the Obas when he was killed by the Fulani Icemen. Till today, you never had any king made any comment. You never had the kings come together to say, how did this happen to us? Why? So our problem is really deep-rooted than we think. But through education, systematic education, making people to be aware, not keeping quiet, sometimes distributing flyers in remote parts of the world, hoping that they can read, because you don't have a lot of teachers now who can even teach them. But, you know, I will say through one by one. If you have family members, call them. Let them know what they are facing. Because the government is controlling news. They are controlling the news outlet. So it is what their reporters, what they want them to say, that they will say. They won't show where they are killing people. It is the Fulani themselves who are showing their own atrocities. It is not our news media. So people don't know what is coming to them. They don't know what is happening at the next village until it comes to their own village, because the news outlet, the news media is being controlled by the government. So those who are in Nigeria who don't follow what they are doing, like the Sahara reporters, you see where Sowore is, because Sahara reporters will always report what is correct. Whereas MB's Nigerian Broadcasting Corporation, we always report propaganda. They will say they give you borehole. The borehole, on the day they're going to commission it, they will pour water directly into the tank, open it, and then there will be water. And then come next week, the water has dried up. That is the kind of borehole, and they will make noise about it. The news people will come. So how can you convince those people who were not even there when that was commissioned to believe that it was not really commissioned, to believe that there was just an empty tank that they put there, that they say that water is coming to? How are you going to do that? Propaganda is too much in Nigeria. And our leaders are allowing it to filter to our people through radio, through television, through newspapers, through what they are saying to them. So it's difficult to get to them. That is why we have to do something like Radio Kudirat that people abroad did during the time of Abacha, where we were able to send news to Nigeria that Abacha himself tried, could not locate where he was coming from in from the waves. So the people in the diaspora, they have a lot to play, a lot of roles to play in making our people to understand. Otherwise, they are looking at those of us who are saying self-determination as evil. They don't understand. They're looking at us as ìdàlúrú wo lélẹ́yìí báyìí o àwọn wo ló fẹ́ bàlújẹ́ o that's the way they see us those who are killing them they look at them as their messiahs that's the problem propaganda is too much.
Well, again, I think it's very, very sad for some of our people who cannot see why they choose to be blind, to block their minds to atrocities being perpetrated just in front of them. And they're staring all these things in front, at their faces. And they refuse to do something. I think that's the worst crime anybody can commit. Now, with your permission, we're going to go on a short break now, Dr. FASHAKIN. And because of what we have experienced before, we want to see if we can bring in some people to log on. We have many people waiting at the door, so we can allow them to come in. So also, with your permission, if you allow me, for some of the people that are coming in to ask you questions, that would be great. Otherwise, I still have a couple of questions to ask you. So we're going to go on a short break. But before we go, we want to say this is MogbedeRadioTv. The program going on is one-on-one with OTUNBAHOO. And my guest tonight is a highly learned woman. I don't want to use Yoruba woman. Let me put it that way. I'm very proud of it. Yoruba woman is my guest tonight. She's a social, religious, economic, and everything activist. She has been helping thousands of people in America. She relocated to America, I think about 30 years ago. So we are very pleased to have her. So after the break, we're going to continue our discussion. Please, thank you. Grab a cup of water, and then we'll be back shortly. Thank you, Doctor.
Ìrètí mo kọ́kọ́ bá wọn ṣe nígbà náà à ń pè ní báyé.
Mogbede o, oyin mama.
Àwọn ọ̀rẹ́ mi dáadọ́, wọ́n ní ká má fi ọjọ́ orí wa sí o.
Ọmọ Òṣogbo ni bàbá wa, ọmọ Òṣogbo lèmi náà.
Agogo dé ọmọ abìrò kágó Àjàní wọ̀lú tí mi yàrá ẹ̀ pẹ́kẹ́pẹ́kẹ́ ètò káàrọ̀ ọ̀tọ̀ ló balẹ̀ gùdẹ̀ sórí ìkànnì tá a wà yìí Mogbede lẹ́tọ̀ ara ọ̀tọ̀ tó balẹ̀ gùdẹ̀ sórí ìkànnì tá a wà yìí ó bẹ́ẹ̀ bá wá fẹ́ sun nígbọ̀wọ́ abẹ́ fẹ́ polú ọjà nílẹ̀ ẹni àbí lókè òkun ẹ kàn sí wa lórí àwọn ẹ̀rọ ìbánisọ̀rọ̀ wa wọ̀nyí Mogbede ètò ní Mogbede ó ti balẹ̀.
Ìrètí mo kọ́kọ́ bá wọn ṣe nígbà náà à ń pè ní báyé.
Mogbede o, oyin mama.
Àwọn ọ̀rẹ́ mi dáadọ́, wọ́n ní ká má fi ọjọ́ orí wa sí o.
Ọmọ Òṣogbo ni bàbá wa, ọmọ Òṣogbo lèmi náà.
Abìrò kágó Àjàní wọ̀lú tí mi yàrá ẹ̀ pẹ́kẹ́pẹ́kẹ́ ètò káàrọ̀ ọ̀tọ̀ ló balẹ̀ gùdẹ̀ sórí ìkànnì tá a wà yìí Mogbede lẹ́tọ̀ ara ọ̀tọ̀ tó balẹ̀ gùdẹ̀ sórí ìkànnì tá a wà yìí ó bẹ́ẹ̀ bá wá fẹ́ sun nígbọ̀wọ́ abẹ́ fẹ́ polú ọjà nílẹ̀ ẹni àbí lókè òkun ẹ kàn sí wa lórí àwọn ẹ̀rọ ìbánisọ̀rọ̀ wa wọ̀nyí Mogbede ètò ní Mogbede ó ti balẹ̀.
Thank you very much. Welcome back. Welcome back to the second segment of tonight's show. This is one-on-one with OTUNBAHOO. My guest tonight is a Yoruba woman who has done very well for herself and for the people of Yoruba. She's a legal advisor in America. He runs her own NGO. He has won a couple of awards. The structure of NGO has placed her on the map of New York. She's well known, and she's also a person that fight the corners of the poor people, the downtrodden, the people who have not, and she's been doing that very successfully. I'm sure generation and people coming behind us will have to, they will appreciate her and they will thank her. And because it's not everybody, an average Nigerian or Yoruba or whatever, just want to keep everything to themselves. But this woman said, no, whatever I have, I want to share it. And she has been sharing that successfully. You can Google her name, you can find out a lot about her. So it's my pleasure to have Dr. Janet FASHAKIN on my show tonight. And we've been rubbing minds, we've been talking about general matters arising and so on and about Nigeria. And because we started allowing people in, the idea first is to get people to watch us, and I've seen that a lot of people are watching us on Facebook and on YouTube. Now, the reason being that I want to have the first substantial part of my time to ask our questions. Now, for those of you who are joining us, you are welcome. Please, let's have a quick house rule. If we don't call you, do not unmute yourself. Please be kind enough to just listen to us, to watch the program, enjoy yourself. And please, if you have anything or a question you want to ask, just feel free, raise up your hand. So Dr. FASHAKIN is still with me, and ask her a question you think relate to what we are discussing. Now, thank you for that. Dr. FASHAKIN, welcome back to this second segment. It's my pleasure to have you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for having me.
I want to ask you one more question. It's relating to this journey, and you understand the journey I'm talking about. This journey where we are campaigning for sex actualization, and that we have so many brains. We have so many brains. In fact, think about and you and I and some other people think, how can we be so endowed? How can we have so many brains? If yelling were to drop out tomorrow, a Nigerian young man of 39 years old is going to be, in the history of America, going to be probably the man in charge of the treasury of the most powerful nation on earth. So we also have many of our people who are at the head of Iran and nuclear in many other places. And now we have this set of group of people being trampled upon. And you and I now sit down and say, no, we cannot let this go. You've already explained, you've already tell us a little bit more benefits that people who want to darapọ̀ mọ́ wa, what are likely benefits. Please walk us through the benefits of wanting to leave, because after we have tried and the other side are not listening. So what are probable benefits that people should expect if we are going to get it? I mean, because like I said, people like me, I'm very proud to say I'm committed to this and there's no going back. So Dr. FASHAKIN, tell us more about benefits for people who are already in this struggle. Then I have a follow-up question. Dr. FASHAKIN.
Yeah, thank you very much. The benefits of leaving the contraption called Nigeria is a lot. When you allow people to have their own destiny in their own hands, they do well. Come to think of it, we are the ones laboring. The Northerners are the ones benefiting. Take, for instance, petroleum. They pipe it in the south. They destroy their land. Who are the people benefiting? The Northerners. Western region, during the time of Baba Awolowo, was very prosperous. You and I went to school at that time. Even rich people, they send their children to public schools. What is happening now? the elites, the rich people, they are making money, a lot of money off our people. That's one of the reasons why they will not join self-determination, because that will affect their riches. They have universities now that poor people cannot attend. They have primary school. You want your children to do well now, you have to look for a private school. Private school was a strange name during my time in the 60s, which I know that that was, you also came from that era, longer than us. You were there before we came after you. During the time of Baba Awolowo, we had a place that they call Cocoa House. I think it was the tallest building, if I'm not mistaken, in Nigeria at the time, with a lot of things going on there in terms of resources in Africa. Okay, the tallest building in Africa, the most resourceful building in Africa. We had what we call our own information dissemination houses. We have the Western Region Television and Radio Station. They took that from us. But who took it from us? Our own fellow Yoruba, Baba Obasanjo, took all these things away from us, nationalized it. We have our own university, Ife University. They nationalized it. That our own people can no longer go in there because they brought the quota system. And with the quota system, they gave the northerners the privilege that we didn't have. You can work so hard as a Western, as somebody from Yoruba land, and score very highly. And somebody from Kano, Katsina, and all that can score half of what you have. They will enter into the medical school, they will enter into the law school, they will enter into prestigious institutions of education. Yet, they are not as brilliant as you are. If we have our own place, that will return back to us. Our people will be able to have good education. We will have good, we will have a lot of resources. Well, a lot of money come from abroad now to Nigeria every year. I can't remember how much they said it was this year, maybe 20 billion or 20 or 200 billion dollars. Where did that come from? It came from predominantly the Yorubas abroad and the Igbos abroad. I've been in this country for over 30 years. I have not met any Fulani that is doing 2-3 jobs. When they come to enjoy themselves, they return. They send them to schools here, to Harvard, to Cambridge, in London. They send them to New York University, prestigious places on scholarships. During the time of Awolowo, there was a lot of scholarship. And let me say something. I became a lawyer today because of Awolowo and Bola Ige. How did that happen? I went to free primary school. I went to free high school. I went to, maybe people don't know again that I'm a registered nurse and a registered midwife, and I'm still is. I went to University College Hospital, a premier institution. I got paid as a student nurse. I got paid level 4. When I finish for 1 year, you work for 1 year, you go back to midwifery, you get paid level 7. You have free uniforms, they wash it for you. They bring you provisions. They lay your bed for you. What happened to all that? We will have that back. Well, and also, you have, okay, I talked about the universal primary education. Everything that belongs to us has been taken away from us. When we have self-determination, we will have all these things back. Things that belong to us. Everything that belongs to us, the Yorubas, have been taken over by the Fulanis. Look at our airport. They name our airport Muritala Mohammed Airport. We have our own national figure. Why don't they name the one in Kano, Muritala Mohammed? We have our own people. Which Yoruba person, Yoruba personality, did they name anything after in the north? They will bring their own name it, and then sit on it. They took everything away from us. Okay, I said I'm a lawyer today because of Baba Awolowo and Bola Ige. When I finished nursing, finished midwifery, got married, had kids, Bola Ige became the governor of Oyo State. And he declared tertiary education free, 4 years of education. I said, Kilo Shubutemi. I did what they said, jump. Even with all the obstructions of the Hausas and the Fulanis getting whatever it is, I scored highly. Even as a married woman, I was able to get to University of Ife, which later became Obafemi Awolowo University before I graduated. And it was free for 4 years. I didn't have to pay a dime. If that were not to be, I would not have been a lawyer today, because I wouldn't have had the money as a married woman with 2 kids to go back to the university and then start paying. I have to feed my kids. We have to pay our rent. We have to live life. And then to use the family money again and be paying. My husband will say, you already have 2 degrees. That should be enough now. 2 diplomas. That should be enough. But because he was free, I was able to go back. I am a lawyer today, okay? An award-winning lawyer in America. America did not train me to be a lawyer. That it was because I was a lawyer that came here that I was able to do my master's, that I was able to do my PhD. The foundation came from my land, not my country. Came from my land, came from my state. Thankfully, I was able to make use of that. We will be able to get all that back. Free education, employment galore. Our farmers will be able to have mechanized farming. There is mechanized farming now in the north. That's why they are the ones supplying us with tomatoes, with carrots, with onions, with rice, with beans, things that should be growing in our own land as Yoruba people. Their farming is mechanized. Our own, we have to use, Iweki Kola is Oko Atiada. Who is using Oko and Atiada these days? That we not all these Baba that are using Oko and Adada, they don't have the back anybody, their backbones is weak. So although we're not to match Oko and Adada, and they'll be able to eat and be able to sell and be able to take care of their children. That's why you have the pervasive poverty that is so endemic with us, the Yorubas. So you have the few people who are very, very rich, extremely rich, because they are connected. People like Fanika Yode, Alatenuge, you have them connected to the powers that be. And then you have people who don't know nobody, and they don't care whether you die or you live. That will not be the situation anymore. And I can guarantee you, there will be a free flow from that place. When we went to UCH, those who went before us, it was a free flow from there to UK. So if you graduate from the UCH, you are automatically also licensed in UK. We will make sure that we make that happen. Our children will be able to have exchange programs. We will take the American people to Nigeria to go and to Yoruba land, Yoruba nation, to see what is going on there. We will take their farmers there to go and see how they can help us. We will bring our own farmers here. We will bring our own students here to know what is going on. A lot of benefits that we can do that these Fulanis are preventing us from doing because they are the only ones benefiting. They are the only ones that they want to benefit. So it's a lot of things if our people will wake up and let us self-determine our own destiny.
Wow.
There are more that I could say, but I don't want to waste time.
Thank you, Dr. Fashakin. Now, we also want to let our viewers all over the world understand that in every project I call campaigning for our own country, we want to actualize after we have tried 60 years. I think if anybody do not understand that after 60 years, you're tired. If a child in a family is 60 years old, you cannot talk, you cannot drink, you cannot work, cannot do anything. I'm sure some of the people in the house will be thinking of what to do with that child. Now, having said that, in the project itself that you and I are involved, because I don't want to hide it. I don't want to hide it. I'm not biased, and that's why I'm saying it as it is. Now, we also, in the project, are having to face some issues. And one of the issues we are facing as we speak is the, let's say, the ability to harness all the resources you have described it, you have said it, that we can eventually, we are going to get. But in the process of getting this thing actualized, we need to have come to have a place of our own, because there's no way we are going to achieve all what you just said under the contracted place called Nigeria or the constitution we are operating.
It's not going to happen.
So, but is it also right to say about 20 professors cannot make the constitution work because it's already contracted, it's already warped, it's already corrupt? We need to install a lot of things in it. But I want to take you to another area of this discussion tonight. Dr. Fashakin, I know, and many people that are watching this program, especially some of our followers, some of the people who are campaigning. You remember I told you I don't love the word agitation. For me, it's just like now we have a problem of having an umbrella of a central body, and I think you've been one of the pillars of one of the groups. I don't want to start mentioning names, but we have also scattered groups, platforms. Fine, I appreciate that all these platforms have one common aim, objective, and dream, and that is to have place of our own for you. This problem of not having ourselves together, what are you thinking? What are you talking? What are you doing about it? What exactly are the disadvantages you think we need to watch out for? We need to be very careful, and we need to do something about it. Thank you. I think I lost my guest. Studio, please look for my guest. I'm sure she's going to come back one day. I think she's back. My guest is back. I'm about calling FBI and CIA because, to be honest with you, thank God I don't need to call DSS because DSS have no hand. They cannot have any hand. They cannot do you and I anything. But I was googling the number of Edgar. What is his name again? Hoover's office building to find what happened to my guest. Thank you very much for coming back to. Can you unmute yourself, please, Madam Lady Dr. Fashakin? Welcome back. You are okay. You are safe. No DSS hand in this. It was just what happened. I hope there's no DSS in London. Even if they come to USA, they will find themselves in one of the pens, whatever you call it. So they'll be there for you. Thank you very much for coming back. I'm sure there's an element of network. Now,
we also had a network problem here too.
Yes, of course. I mean, nothing is perfect. Now, you're about to start to tell me my worry as one of the campaigners, thinking that we are too big, we are too experienced, we are too educated, we are too informed to start talking about not having a central body. Because a 22-year-old young lady told me, I said, that cannot be possible. How can you not have a central body? And you happen to be one of the groups. I don't want to start mentioning names. You are one of the groups that I believe we could have let's put hands together and form a body Because when you look at the benefits of one body, it's so many, is so rich that once we have it, we will be flying higher and higher every day. And it's going to be much easier for us to achieve our aims, objectives, and dreams. What's your take?
Well, I know where you are coming from, and like I said, that I'm part of one of the groups.
Yeah, one of the groups.
And I believe we are trying to work together to bring everybody together. Apart from the Yoruba organizations, I told you that we have the NINAS, in which all the self-determination people have come together. The people from the Middle Belt to South, the Middle Belt, the Lower Niger Congress, the South-East, the South-South, the Yorubas, we are all trying to come together. And if we all come together, we will be able to speak with one voice and get what we want. Because then it's going to be, I know they're going to make it them versus us.
Recording in progress.
All right, because I'm using my phone. This thing just came back.
Please unmute yourself, Dr. Fashakin.
Yes, I did.
Thank you.
I had to change from my phone. I had to change from my phone to the computer.
Thank you very much.
When we work together, like you said, we advance better rather than some people going and some people dragging them back. We'll be able to speak with one voice. We'll be able to work together. There is no doubt about it. And we all know that. And I can guarantee that we are working towards of the Yoruba nation. We are working towards that. And I think recently there was one launched by Professor Banji, the American, who has been championing this Yoruba nation cause. He's trying to bring everybody together, and he recently launched one about, I think they call it technician group, that is asking the we also have the directorate as well as the ONEONONE or something like that, and so many others. But it is advantageous for all of us to shed our egos, to shed our I don't want to follow any other person. I want my group to always be the leading group. The selfishness, the saying, oh, we were the first to start. It doesn't matter who started. It is to get to where we are going that matters. The problem that is still there that followed us from the slavery mentality time is still what it seems to be operating. But by the grace of God, and the grace of the experience that we all have in this diaspora, we will come together. If we come together, we put our money together. Remember that we don't have the resources like the Fulanis who are sitting on everything. We don't take ransom money. They can just kidnap somebody today and say they want 15 million. The government has never asked, who are the people taking this ransom money? Where are they putting it? How are they spending it? They never asked. They will tell you it is I had there Rufai say they are bandits and it is a business. It is a business to cut people's neck. It is a business to ask for ransom. It is a business to take money that people can never make in their lives so that they will not prosecute them. When we come together as one, we will have one account. This was something that helped the Jews. I went to a Jewish school to do my master's at Cardozo University of Law, Yeshiva University, Cardozo School of Law, Yeshiva University. I'm very proud of that school because I saw unity as its best. I was there during the Intifada time of Yasser Arafat and the Israelis. They all left to go and fight for their land. This is the sense that we are going to bring to Yoruba land, that we are going to be one. Israel today, if you touch one small Jew they will make sure that they take down 10 of yours. They told me when I went to Israel that it was not like that before. They said to me, if they were united before, Hitler would not have been able to kill so many people that he killed. He was coming as he came to the gypsies. I am not a gypsy. He came to those who are mentally deranged. I am not mentally deranged. By the time he came to them, there was nobody to fight their cause. But they learned from there. I hope the Yorubas will learn from what is going on, because it was usually be like, oh, it's they are the Jebus that they are punishing, not the Jeshas, not the Ibadans. Now, one by one, they started getting to them. That's how we got to where we are now, that you now see that they are getting to the Yorubas. Before, it was not like that. It was like they are getting to the Egbas. It's not my business. They are punishing the Ekitis. It's not my business. Oh, it is the Ibadans. I don't like them. And now we know that we have a collective mission. That we have people wanting to wipe us off as a Yoruba race. So we come in together. Those who are now forming the self-determination group, I'm using this forum. Just drop that they will say in the directorate dialogue Julaba. If the directorate needs to step down and form and become a bigger alliance, let it be. If it is the Omo Ilana that needs to step down to form a bigger alliance with the others, let it be. And let there be a common cause, which is what the Jews have that is helping them. Little money that they all put in has become billions of dollars. And they were able to position themselves in this America. The best of the best in terms of recognition in America are the Jews. In the field of medicine, in the field of law, in the business sector, in living in very good areas, you will find the Jews, because they now form a common common center. I mean, a common destiny. They know that this is us. We have to bond together. We have to work together. And in working together, they are able to make an advancement. They are able to move forward. Israel is the smallest country among their enemies in that region. Those who have been to Israel. But because they are together, the time is no longer happening to them. The Yorubas, please let us come together. That what is happening to us now, through the Hitler-like government of Buhari, through the hand of the Fulanis of Nigeria, the Fulanis of the world, because they have said that any Fulani anywhere is free to come to Nigeria. And they all have the passport of Nigeria. They have the national identification number of Nigeria. I am still trying to renew my passport. It took several months before it got renewed. These people get brand new passports, no questions asked. And it is whoever has the passport that is a citizen. So when they are saying they have, I don't know whether they said over 250 million, people are saying, oh, maybe they will count their cows. No. They are counting real human beings that they brought from the Afuta Gallon, from Tunisia, from Saudi Arabia, from Iran, Iraq. They're bringing them. These people don't have borders, okay? They don't have borders. People can come in. When they are telling you they shut borders, it is our borders that they are shutting. They don't have any border to shut. I asked Femi Adesina at a forum that we were together. He said it was too wide for them to put borders. So I say, when you are now saying that you close borders, what are you closing? He couldn't answer. So it is us. This is not about Ijebu. This is not about Egba. This is about the Fulanis wanting to wipe off the Yoruba race. If you don't believe it, like we still have some pastors that still live in Kokuland. You don't believe it, that means you are not alive when the problem of Rwanda, the Tutsis, and what's the other group? When they were fighting their war, The war stood by. They allowed them to kill the weaker ones in their numbers. America will go there and take his own out. Russia will go there and take his own out. And they are watching as people are being massacred by the ruling ones that have the strong hand, like we have in Nigeria today. Yorubas, wake up. The people who are doing self-determinations, please wake up. Let's work together. Unless you have Mama Fulanis or your brother is a Fulani like Fanika Yode, if Yoruba land is the only thing that you have, please, let's work together so that we can be able to make we can be able to advance faster than these people would have thought that we will make. Thank you. We can't hear you, Otunba.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Dr. Janet. I've been enjoying your company, and we have a couple of people in the house, and also some of the people watching us on Facebook or YouTube. If you have any question, send it in. And those of you who are already allowed to enter, the arrangement was to avoid crowd on this Zoom meeting because of the experience we had last time. And explained that to my guest, and my guest was so kind enough and said, well, let us do what we have to do as long as everybody gets the message. And I've been trying to do that. I've been rubbing minds with a guest who is so informed, well-informed, educated, and knows exactly what he knows is her onions. And so far, so good. So if anybody wants to have ask a question, please raise your hand electronically, and then I'm sure our guest will be too kind to answer such a question. And for those who want to write in, once you ask the question, I will get it on the chat box here, and then I can read it to our guest. Again, shortly before we go, because we're running gradually towards the end of the meeting, we still have some good minutes to play with. Dr. FASHAKIN, now, you've been in America for some time. When I don't want to maybe too private, how often do you go back to Nigeria? And if not often, the last time you go to Nigeria, what is your impression? Do you think governance, because the idea of governance is to provide basic things of life to everybody. That is number one thing. There's no other preoccupation of governance. That's the number one preoccupation of any government anywhere in the whole world. Provide basic things, enable them to survive, to have basic things like a roof over their head, 3 square meals, guaranteed 3 square, might not be the most quality meals, but 3 square meals, and then top it off again, a Medicare that is available to everybody. A good example is NHS in the UK, and some other area is called some other things. And also create an economy environment where people will have access to gainful employment, and thereafter, under that, there could be so many other things like transportation, gurus, and so on and so forth. Of course, education will come immediately after you have a roof, you have faith, education, because that's the rock of any country. I mean, without it, you cannot grow, cannot continue to grow without education. And for me, I think having access to education is what brought me to where I am this evening, having a chat with a learned friend like this. So it's my pleasure. Tell me the last time you were in Nigeria. Do you think the way things are being done, whichever part of the country you are, do you think we are giving good governance to the people?
Thank you very much again. When I go to Nigeria as often as I can. Of course, I've not gone recently because of the security situation there and the way they are attacking people who come from abroad, the diasporans. But I do go very often, and I'm in tune to what is going on there. we have the class system, whereby you have the rich who are very rich, you have the very poor. You don't have any middle class anymore in some areas of Nigeria. The only place where you have everything that is working perfectly is in the northern part of Nigeria, especially the Fulani areas, because I understand some Hausas are not even benefiting from what is going on there. I mean, people have a say that Fulani don't job nearly Hausa. So what happened to the Hausas themselves? That's for you to know that something is going on that we shouldn't allow in our own area. We experience it too. We have Ilorin that is under the Fulani still today. Are we going to allow that? I do go to our area. I start from Lagos, Badon, Ife, Ilesha, Oshogbo, Akure. Those are my routes. And what I see is usually an eyesore. I try to play my own quota. I have an empowerment foundation, Janet Ogundipe FASHAKIN Empowerment Foundation, through which I'm able to bring things to the widows, to the kids, to the poor women as much as I can do. But that is just one person. But we do encourage ourselves here to do that. But why should our people be beggars? In a land that is flowing with honey and what else is it? Milk. Why should they be? Why do they have to live at the mercy of those of us who are in the diasporas? It is evil what is going on there. What you see once you enter is the security problem. Security is so bad in Nigeria. And without security, you can't do much. Without security, you cannot go to the farm as is happening now. People cannot farm. People cannot go to school. Without security, you cannot do much. And what will that do? It will bring in poverty. There is so much poverty in the land. And what is it that our people, what do? They do farming, they trade, they learn certain trades, and they engage in businesses. The roads are nothing to write home about. What the Fulanis are not killing, the roads are killing, with all the potholes that can take a human being and swallow. That is part of it. People cannot say that they want to securely travel. And wherever you have such potholes, you have the Fulanis too, that is going to stop them, take them to the bush, rape them, kill them, and all that. So you have people who are afraid to go out. And if they are afraid to go out, how do they feed their children? There is so much poverty in the land. Things are expensive because they're not allowing our people to plant. Those who can go to the farm and harvest cassava, make garri for their own people, they can no longer go. So we have to rely on our oppressors to bring garri for us, bring rice for us to buy, bring tomato that we can plant in its numbers, and pepper. We have to buy from them. So a lot of things are going on. There is no 3 square meals. If you can get 1 square meal, have you? There was one play I watched, and when I went home, I found out that it's not a joke. It is true. That if you are, they have this face me, I face you houses where you have only 1 kitchen. If you are cooking in that kitchen, you better stay with your food, because if you happen to go inside, by the time you come back, somebody who is so hungry would have taken it, and what can you do? Would have eat it and eat it, because somebody who has like 3 kids with nothing to eat, and you are see something, you are cooking rice, and you jollof rice that they have not seen in a year, and then you go to answer a phone call. Before you return, the rice would have gone, the oven would have gone. People are eating eba using water. I've never seen that in my life. Using water that is just flavored with pepper. They're using it to eat eba. That is the situation we have in Yoruba land. And then when you said, let us have our own self-determination, you still have one cocaine-laden head calling themselves leaders and saying we have to die with Nigeria. Let their family die with Nigeria. We need to get out. There is no health care. How are you going to get the health care when you can't even bring in anything that is important through our border system? It's locked. only the northern people who have their borders can bring in anything. We can't bring in anything. You don't have, I mean, there is brain drain. You are here now. I cannot be teaching the law students of Nigeria with all that the Lord has endowed me with all that this country saw in me and gave me a word for. I should be back home. I'm sorry. I should be back home.
Take a sip of water if you have one there. Yeah, please. Thank you. Take your time. You're doing a great job.
Thank you very much. Because I'm talking with emotion. Please. Because I see what is going on there, and it pains me. It really grieves me. Because I grew up in this land. I grew up, okay? My mother was a rice seller. She sold rice by the bags. That was what she used to raise us. My father was a school teacher. We never lacked food in our house growing up. But what do you see now? No food, no nothing. There's no money to buy anything to say you can go and sell and make gain and come and feed your family. And then look at education. They robbed our people of education. The universal primary education is no longer there. Sometimes, I mean, if you can at least read meaningfully up to primary 6, be able to write your name and write, be able to read and write your name and speak a few English like broken English, you can do a lot. But now, there is no free school anymore. Say family that cannot feed that cannot feed the children is the one that will send children to a fee-paying school. So it is only the elite, it is only the rich ones, it is only the ones that can steal money, that has friends in the government, that can really raise their children, feed their children, can go to Dubai like Mrs. Buhari does every time, to go and be shopping. We cannot do that. So a lot of things. Okay, we have, when I talk about these Fulanis and the evil they are doing to us, I also like to talk about our governors and the evil that they are doing to us. About, I think it was last year or early this year, that our people uncovered big warehouses with food, gari that was spoiling, rice, semovita, locked up at the time of the pandemic. And when people will come out to go and look for food, they will beat them like anything. Send them back inside. No food. And they lock all this up. That was not done by Fulani. That was done by our own government, our own governors. Locking this thing up.
Yes.
Everybody saw it. The food that can feed a whole town was locked in there. For what? For their own election. So that they can rebag it and be giving people like a token. So that, I mean, and then we complain that people are voting for the wrong people. If the wrong people will give them rice to eat today, to feed your family tomorrow, you will follow them now.
Yes.
So, but if they leave us alone, we will self-determine ourselves. Everything will be okay with us. Everything will be fine. There will be no too rich, too poor. We will have middle class as well. Whoever wants to be poor, we know that is destined to be poor. Not because there is no means to do that.
Yes. Wow. I have no doubt in my mind that if I had to allow you another 2 hours, even though you say, but I can see that Shanikwe was a short change. You know it. You need more. Now, I because of time, because on this business of talk show and some other presentations on television, Zoom, and what you like, what you have, time has always been the biggest threat. I look forward to every Friday that I have the opportunity to bring people on my show so we can chat with them, we can rub minds. There'll be another one coming next Friday. I want to use this opportunity to thank Dr. Janet FASHAKIN for giving us out of her time. She's in America, and when you look at the time difference, it is the working hours, and she has chosen to write off the last 2 hours to be with us on this program. My thanks. I'm very grateful. I appreciate you. God bless you. And unfortunately, we are unable to reach some other people, but I can tell you that the probability of wanting to request to come and appear in our court is there. So we don't need to get a lawyer for that. We just make a humble application and say, please call me again. Now, it's been my pleasure. I want to appreciate you. Thank you very, very much. God bless you. And hopefully we're going to see you very soon again. But before you go, tell us just in 1 minute about the coming up rally.